My friend and one of my special mentor people, Brian DeCook, is here today to share with you what God is doing in the ministry of Peacefire, how you might pray and how you might support, so that you know his work and what the Lord is doing with him in the two fires of conflict and in Peacefire in general and in the class that he teaches and that I took at Christian Leaders Institute. Conflict resolution is a large part of the engine with which I lead and do my ministry, and I just want to thank you for impacting, being used to impact us so much in that way, and also to encourage you guys to listen carefully and to find out more about it. Brian.
Thank you for those kind words. I think, yeah. I have two words this morning, a word of thanksgiving and a word of encouragement. I want to thank the Lord before you this morning for what he's doing in your midst. I listened to Aaron's sermons online, and I see I hear what, and see what the Lord is, how he's feeding you and what he's teaching you and using Aaron to pour into you, and I give thanks for that. I give thanks for what he's doing in Peacefire, and I want to give you a quick update on the 5 areas of ministry that he's opened to us. One is to students, and the Lord has opened up a relationship with us with leaders in the Christian education system here in Chicago at 2 area high schools, and we're working to create a high school curriculum format for the 2 fire schools to expose students. So what we do is we challenge people to respond to conflict in a manner that they experience God's transformational peace in the midst of conflict. When most of us hear about resolving conflict, we're thinking about an outcome. We think what we want to have happen in this pressurized situation that we're experiencing, but that's not really what Peacefire is about. Peacefire is about walking through that conflict in a manner that's grounded in scriptural truth and a relentless reliance on Jesus Christ so that he can give you his peace. He can accomplish his purpose in the midst of that conflict and use you as his ambassador of reconciliation. Transform your life in the process and use you as a source of blessing to those that you're in conflict with. And so this is a little different than the way most of us think. It's different than the way I thought. When I came to know the Lord and began walking with him for 20 years, I didn't realize that only Jesus Christ can live the Christian life. And that you and I are going to sin, we're going to have trouble, we're going to have conflict. And the Christian life isn't a conflict-free life. Those conflicts that the Lord permits to occur in our life are there to be used of him for his purpose, and he promises to use those to work together for good in your life if you do 2 things. Pursue his purpose and love him. So students, we work with marriage and family conflicts. That's our second area of ministry. I'm going to tell you my word of encouragement is a marriage and family story, so I'm going to hold on that until the end. We work with professional and political leaders, and we take them through our course on an individual basis. Our course is online, it's free. You can go through it, anybody can go through it at no cost. And so what we do when we work with someone through the course is, I don't sit down with them and teach the course. They watch it and we get together and talk. And I take a limited number of people a month that I have time to do that with, to meet with. And so that's our third area. We invite, this is an outreach area for us, we send out letters of invitation. So a business leader may get a letter in the mail from me that says, hey, I'm Brian DeCook and I want you to go through this course with me. It won't cost you anything except 3 hours of your time to meet with me, and I'll buy the coffee or the lunch or whatever. Let's get together. So if there's anybody you know that you would like me to invite, I'd be happy to receive those names, contact information from me. We also have an outreach to churches and ministries. Our resources are all free. and we give them away. We've put our course on the DVD format. All of our study guides for 5 different types of conflict are in this little set, and we give those to churches who want to use them. You know, you could use this right now. It's a great tool, whether it's for a family devotion or whether it's to take a friend who's in conflict and you want to walk through it with them. All you have to do is go online and sign up, or just ask me for one of these and I'll give it to you. And the Lord can use you to bless those people and encourage them. And our last area, our 5th area, is an area of ministry to coaches and athletes and individuals who work in competitive environments. And we call our resource in this area the heat of competition. And the heat of competition, I think you're all familiar with it. It's that area in the conflict, in a competitive conflict, when you're tempted to despise another individual or another group for something that's happening in the middle of the competition. It's that place when that player on the other team is having such a good game that you want to hate it. You ever been there? Anybody? Or is that just me? Okay. Or you're a fan and you're a Bears fan and that Packers quarterback is just killing the secondary and you really wish that Urlacher would get in there and knock the facility. Or maybe it's your son or daughter that's playing. Or maybe you're playing. You're not having such a good game. And that player on the other team is really taking advantage of your left side because you can't go to your left very well. And so the next time you do it, you just stick your foot out a little bit. Ever done that? Well, that's what this competition, the heat of competition, talks about, that dynamic of conflict and what the Lord can do in that place. It doesn't just have to be in competition. You know, the greatest example of what we use is why the heat of competition is important for Christians to examine is because Jesus Christ was the master of the heat of competition. He showed us how to handle the heat of competition. And especially because he knew it was, you know, when the heat of competition comes on us, it catches us by surprise. All of a sudden, we don't go into a competition. One of the videos we use, one of the examples we use in this video is of a basketball player who, there's an inbound pass and he's pushing, a guy pushes him on the other team. After he throws the pass and he steps in and the player pushes him. He pushes him back and the ref sees the second push. Right? And so he calls a foul on the player who was pushed first and he pushes back. The player is first he pushes the player again, and then he goes to the ref with his hands out and says, "Why you call a foul on me?" The referee calls a technical on that player. And then the player proceeds to first push the ref, then grab him, pick him up, and throw him to the floor. Okay? Now, if you had talked to that young man before that game started, this was a high school game, he would never, if you had told him he was going to go out in that game and he was going to throw the ref on the floor, he would say, "No way would I ever do that." But that's what the heat of competition is. But Jesus Christ went into the Garden of Gethsemane knowing what was ahead of him, knowing everything that was going to happen to him. And he said, and he felt the pressure. And you read about that pressure, right? Sweating as it were drops of blood in agony. He says, "Father, if there's any way to take this cup from me, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done." And then he walked in, right? And he didn't, when he was spit upon, when he was struck, when he was whipped, beaten, crown of thorns pressed into his head, everything he went through, nailed to the cross, hanging naked, all of those things, mocked, ridiculed, and he did not. How did he respond? He didn't. Except he did say this, "Father, forgive them, they don't know what they're doing." And now that, I tell you that not to make us feel like, "Well, that's not me." You're right, it's not, and it's not me. But the one who did it lives in you. And through every conflict you encounter and every time you see the heat of competition, he can teach you something. He can transform you, even when you fail the test. It's something He can teach you and transform you more and more into His image. And that's the process and the progress the road we're all on, being transformed. And He uses conflict to do that. And so I just encourage you to consider the way you look at conflict. And we're taking that resource, and our goal in 2013 is to give that resource away to 10,000 coaches. And that's an ambitious goal for this ministry because we give everything away. And so when we do a project like this, we need help to do it because I'm not independently wealthy to do that. So it costs us $4 to get a DVD from start to finish. It's going to cost us about $4 per coach to do this project. That we have a convention in January 2nd in Chicago, the American Baseball Coaches Association. We're going to give away 4,200. On January 6th in Nashville, there's American Football Coaches Association conference in Nashville, and there's going to be 4,500 coaches there. And right now we have enough support we've committed to the baseball convention, and we're hoping to be able to do the football one. We're not quite there yet, so any support you're able to help us with, that's what it's going to go to right now. And seek the Lord about whether He would have you help us, and if He says so, then just obey Him. Out at the front door, or this door off to your left, is our 2012 ministry report, which just kind of gives you some details of what the Lord has done and is doing through Peace Fire. We're into 70. We've had people from 72 countries access our resources online, and this month we should go over 10,000 views of those resources since we put them out a short little year ago. And you have a lot to, you've had a big part in that. There are many men in this congregation that we set out a table out here every other Tuesday morning and went through the course, and a lot of the feedback we received from you is in the course. And so Eagle Rock has made many contributions to what we do. My final word of encouragement, there's also some envelopes out front if you want to take and you aren't able to give today, but maybe sometime down the road you want to have a word laid on your heart to help us. Feel free to take one of those. In closing, word of encouragement. On Friday I met with 3 men. One of them was with a couple and a wife. One man is going to jail within the next 6 months. The couple is a young Christian couple just wanting to handle conflict better. They're not, no big emergency. They just heard about our resources and wanted to go through the course. The third man is married to a non-believing spouse for 20-some years. They have 2 boys, 15 and 13. And this Friday was my last meeting with him. We've been through the course together. And when I met him, in our first meeting, he was telling me the story of his family, and he was on the point of tears. He said, "Brian, I've wasted so much time in my marriage." His wife wants a divorce, wants to leave him, and usually by the time a situation like that gets to me, it's really pretty much, the lines are really pretty firmly drawn. It's not like they're thinking about it. And he said, "My wife wants a divorce, and I've wasted so much time with my sons." He said, I've been a believer all this time, but because my wife's not a believer, I haven't lived like one at home, and raised my boys the way I should have. And he was telling, you see his heart broken. I grieved over how he's lived his life. And so after, that was about a month and a half ago in our meeting yesterday, he has really been seeking the Lord. And you know, there isn't anything special about this course. It's just Scripture. That's what makes it special, is what the Lord is, is His power of His Word. There isn't any great wisdom in it. It's His Word. That's the wisdom in it. It's not any opinion or thing that I do that put some kind of spin on this. The power of God's Word, and when anyone seeks the Lord, he is going to respond. And this man has been seeking the Lord for about 6 weeks, and he told me the story. He said, Brian, my wife and I we had a disagreement about something, and the boys watched us and how we reacted to it. After the incident was over, the 15-year-old boy came to his dad. He said, Dad, I just want to tell you that I don't know what's happened to you, and I don't know how you respond to those things the way you do right now, but I want you to know I love you. And before all that first meeting, his son never expressed that to him, or have they had that kind of conversation. That opened up an opportunity for him to open up the Word with his son, to testify to his son about all that the Lord is doing in his life. Now, he's still in a wildfire of conflict. His wife still wants a divorce. He's still having to walk through that. Right? That marriage may not be restored. Time will tell. But while he's walking through that conflict, the Lord is transforming him, and He's using him to bless his sons. And that's what our ministry is all about. Encouraging God's people to be available to Him, to use them, not to be concerned, not to be focused on the outcome of the conflict, but to be focused on Jesus Christ, that He would use them, change them, and bless others through them. Thank you for your help in encouraging us to accomplish that mission. God bless you.